And welcome back, everyone, to What If, the week of What If. And this one comes to us from Mr. 15071. Heck of a name. Who asked the question, what if the Fantastic Four replaced the Incredible Family? So basically, you have Reed Richards, Stu Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm. You have all those characters. They're just in the place of the Incredibles family. Now, for this to work, we're basically I assume, are just saying that, no, they're literally just the substitutes here. They're still the characters they normally are. They just exist in this world, so forth and so on. So they're still saving the day, although heroes are mostly retired. And to be fair, most of these guys probably have day jobs. In fact, that's not true. They definitely have day jobs, hence the Baxter Building. But what happens when, what was the, Syndrome. What happens when Syndrome strikes again? Does Syndrome exist at all in this world? Was Ben Grimm or Mr. Fantastic saying, you need to go home, kid? We're not really accepting applicants, especially young kids. Sorry. What happens there? Well, first and foremost, he would be upgrading his Omni droids to deal with abilities like Johnny's fire, so it'd be absorbing heat, dealing with the strength of the thing, the elasticity of Mr. Fantastic. Honestly, Sue's the one he'd have a problem adapting to, because Sue can literally actually create force fields within something and just expand it and blow something up. So that's, unless he's making something out of damn adamantium, he's not going to be able to counter that. The heat he can counter. Mr. Fantastic theoretically he can counter. Even Thing's strength he theoretically can make something to match it with the Omni Droid, but he cannot really work against Sue. Unfortunately, he really has nothing that works well against Sue. And so, and so eventually we get to the point in the story where he allegedly would capture them. Problem there is that, honestly, any one of these characters could beat the Incredibles. I'm not even joking about that. Because, and that's not a versus. I think I did that versus already, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's just break it down real quick. Ben Grimm, his strength far exceeds the Mr. Incredible as far as I know, and he's got far greater durability. He can also, yes, Dash is faster, but if Dash can't do any damage to him, it's a stalemate until Ben just knocks him. Violet? Violet's can turn invisible and do invisible shenanigans. Great. Can't really do anything against Grimm. Elasti-Woman can't do much against Grimm. He can kind of do a Mr. Fantastic, but she is nowhere near the level of power that Mr. Fantastic really is in terms of stretching capabilities. And really, so it would come down to fist to fist with Mr. Incredible, and Ben is just, his strength literally supersedes Mr. Incredible. And even if you're counting Jack in the equation, he could literally just, he wouldn't, but he could literally just do that. None of them really have a good answer to Johnny either. The best you could hope for is maybe Vi doing a force field bit. But even then, she'd still have to catch him first. And he can just light the whole place on fire if he had to. Mr. Fantastic, very similar. They don't have a good answer to him. And he's also, Mr. Fantastic alone, Reed Richards, is the smartest man in the multiverse. He's the smartest guy in Marvel Comics. His intelligence far supersedes any of theirs. So there's that. And then, like I said, Sue could literally just blow up each and every one of them. Literally. So right out the gate, them getting caught really doesn't make any logical sense. And this would probably even be before, if this is before Franklin is born, then Syndrome trying to get revenge to kidnap the kids isn't really going to happen. And if Franklin is born and he's at an age where his powers were activated, well then he tries to steal Franklin and Franklin just sends him into a hellscape or something. I'm being a little facetious on that, but because he's a reality warper, he literally could do that. So it's kind of nuts. Even if we say that Syndrome literally studied them for years and tried to accommodate for all their strengths and weaknesses, Reed is smart enough to be either prepared for something or be smart enough to just think his way out of there. Seriously, I don't think it'd be very hard. And if you're going then into Incredibles 2, where the heroes are coming back, and you got the Mind Slayer and her agenda, and they're talking. And here's the thing: the heroes, because they already have day jobs with the Baxter Building, I don't really think there's a big like need to bring any of them into the limelight again. They help when they're needed. That's literally what they do. And now that they're back, like and they've proven that they're still very much useful. They probably just kind of tell the police to be like, or whatever town or whatever, say, yeah, you know that giant object? Did you guys have anything for that? Nope. Underminer? Anything? Were you capable of handling that? No. Then look, we're not going to stop you from doing your job, but when the shit hits the fan, use some common sense. Let us step in. Like seriously, like really, it's kind of a in worlds where superheroes exist, and then the public get on the superheroes' case for actually doing their job or whatever, or just helping people, and then Hancock is a perfect example of this. People gave Hancock so much shit, and to be fair, Hancock got the job done. It was just very messy, and it caused a lot of problems, but still, he got the job done. And he helped save people, but at the same time, he caused a lot of problems. People didn't like him for that. Well, what happened when he went away for a while? People demanded he come back. Like, okay, maybe we're a little hasty. We're sorry. Just please come back. Like, that's really what it was. So, yeah, I feel like I would be the same thing. I don't see the Mind Slaver thing really working here. Like, for example, I don't see Reed being caught off guard by Sue. And Johnny, it's not going to work on Johnny because the minute he goes flame on, he's going to roast that thing. And the only reason his suit doesn't burn up is because it's designed not to do that. And Reed can only just stretch Doom, take off the hypnotic glasses. Sue can just get it off of someone else with her powers. So the Mind Slaver stuff isn't really going to be able to do much. Or it's not going to be able to really affect them greatly. They'll save the other heroes. Mind Slaver will try to get away, but honestly, Johnny can fly. Sue can create force fields, and honestly, they probably work together. Catcher, and say, yeah, by the way, you have maybe about 5 minutes left to air in there. Wait, what? Freaking out's going to make it less, a lot quicker, or make it go a lot quicker. And she's screwing with her, but still. Ultimately, yeah, I think the Fantastic Four being the Incredibles, the Incredible Four, if you will, would be a boon. Because honestly, the Incredibles, as powerful as they are for their world is a very weak world superhero-wise. You throw any four, well, maybe not any four, but you throw the majority, you look at the vast majority of Marvel, DC, hell, even My Hero or, Dark Horse comic, Image comics, all that. Throw any out of the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of characters that exist out there. You can do a combination of probably any 4 of them, and they probably are a better team than the Incredibles for their world. And again, that's not saying the Incredibles are bad at what they do. That's just saying how much more powerful these other fictional superhero worlds actually are compared to them. So, there's that. Ultimately, though, I think it would be a good swap for that world. If you threw the Incredibles to replace the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Universe, oh god, that would be so bad. Because, like I just said, any one of the 4 could probably beat the entire family. Not one of the 4, not the entire group of the Incredibles isn't even as strong as one of the group overall. They're like, they find themselves in the Baxter Building. They're trying to, live in this world. I mean, they do live in this world, and they're a superhero family, but they're, what they're more akin to? They're more akin to, say, to like the Defenders. At least if we're comparing Marvel to the Incredibles. They're more comparable to that, because on that team, generally speaking, if we're going just by, like, say, the Netflix version, you got, say, Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I mean, there's been many different incarnations of the Defenders, but you got Jessica Jones and Matt Murdock. Neither of whom are exceptionally powerful. Jessica Jones has got some super strength. But then you got, like, say, Iron Fist, who it is a skilled martial arts and it has the Iron Fist. And you got Luke Cage, who is, by all accounts, the muscle. So, you certainly have power on that team. And I'd go so far to say the Incredibles are probably more powerful than that incarnation of the Defenders, just because every one of them actually has superpowers, including having a speedster, having a superpowered and super durable individual. Jack's a polymorph. You have a discount Sue Storm and Violet, who can also turn invisible. I mean, she can do that too. And you have and you have your discount Mr. Fantastic as well. So it's not like they're weak, but I would compare them more to like a team like the Defenders than the Fantastic Four. Definitely not the Avengers or the X-Men or anything like that. But yeah, I could put it more along those lines, and I think that's a fair comparison, especially because the roster has changed in and out with the Defenders and had some more powerful individuals on there in the past. So that's a good comparison, I think. So, and I'd be probably handling. They would definitely be handling street level crime, sure, but they would be handling above that as well. They're not able to handle planetary threats. Like, they're not going to be able to deal with Galactus, because they're not going to be able to outsmart him or outgenius him or anything like Reed can. So, what would be the highest level threat we're dealing with here with the Incredibles in the Marvel world? I would say you're dealing with at least a city level threat, minimum. They could handle like a city level invasion, maybe. I mean, provided they can handle something that is a threat to a city, but a threat to a planet, or a continent. That's something, or even a country. That's maybe a level of cooperation or level of strength, level of intelligence they just do not possess as a group compared to the Fantastic Four. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.